Alright, what's up everybody? How you guys and gals doing today? Thanks for coming out to the stream, I definitely appreciate it. We'll have this thing ready to rock and roll in just a minute. We are almost ready to go here, so give me a second. I hope everybody is doing amazing today. Alright, so we are doing a War Robots question and answer. So if you got some questions, we just might have some sort of answers for you. Alright. Hopefully everybody's day is amazing so far. Alright, we are ready to rock and roll, I do believe. So I think we got this thing up and running. We got some old school gameplay. I'm not really sure where my background image went to though. More to go. My background is missing. I wonder, I might have actually deleted that by mistake, possibly. Although I had that little like neon thing around here, and now it's gone. So, yeah. Somebody stole it. Somebody stole it, I tell you. It's gone. Oh well. All right. What's up, Ab? How you doing today? Good to see you. I appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you guys and gals for being here. I see Grady White. He says, Taco Tuesday. Man, I wouldn't mind having a couple of tacos. I see Ab. I see Thelonious. I think that says. Those letters are a little hard to read right there. Mitos, good to see you. Hamza, nice to see you, my friend. We got Justin, good to see you. Ab says I faced Luchador and Rook with Heimdall and beat them all. I think Heimdall turned into a beast. I'll tell you what, I like the Heimdall. I don't care what anybody says, I like the Heimdall. It's very fun to play. It's an overall really good Titan. I mean, it takes a minute to get used to. I think its weakness are the acid shotguns, right? Those acid shotguns can blow up your Heimdall really quick, but honestly, yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Most people have a hard time figuring out how to play the Heimdall. A lot of people just don't like it, but I think once you figure it out, that is a really good. Like, it really gets me how many people dislike that Titan. I mean, even when it was brand new, people didn't like it just because it was confusing. Now, it was never really that good. No giveaways today. No giveaways today, unfortunately. But yeah, it wasn't a great Titan at first, but they've actually buffed it a few times. Heimdall was one of those Titans, when it came out, it wasn't that good. Nobody really liked it. Not only was it hard to play, it was weird, it was unusual, it was confusing, and it really wasn't that great. But after like, what, 4 or 5 buffs now? I think they finally, that's one of the few things that has never been nerfed, it's only been buffed. So after the last couple of buffs, it's just gotten a little better and a little better. So yeah, it's pretty darn good. Grady White says it's been buffed like 20 times. Yeah, it's probably been the most buffed item in this game, if you really think about it. More buffs than anything. God and Angels, I'm doing good, buddy. How about yourself? Yeah, I got to see what's going on with the next giveaway. I'm still kind of waiting on a finalized sheet of what my next giveaway is, but it looks like there's some good things. There was a little bit of a... I got to talk to them about something because I'm not quite sure it's set up correctly, so I got to get an answer from them before I can start the next giveaway. Ab says the suppression bomb is active. Ab, what do you mean suppression bomb, my friend? Are you talking about Heimdall? I'm guessing you're talking about Heimdall. He's got a crazy amount of suppression, actually. Alright, Printoli, how you doing today? He says, I had the Prime Mauler at level 60, and I had a really hard time to take the Heimdall down. Don't know how to spell it. Alright, so you were telling me you're using a Mauler and you had a hard time killing the Heimdall. That's a good sign for the Heimdall, right? That's a very good sign for the Heimdall. Arav, what's up, bud? Good to see ya. Couldn't find my name. Hello, hello. Northern Lights. What up, what up? I appreciate everybody coming out to the stream today. Alright, your hunting giveaway videos. There should definitely be some big giveaways coming out pretty soon if they're not up already. I mean, you know, like Adrian, Iger, Tony, like all those guys, all the YouTube mentors should be having some giveaways coming up very soon if they haven't already started posting them. Arav was searching for some live videos of Warbots and found mine. Hey. We're just doing a question and answer today, but if you got some questions, feel free to ask them. Maybe I'll have a crazy answer for you. Hey, Dennis, what's up, my man? How are you today? Awesome to see you again. All right, Russ Bucket wants to know. Hope you're doing well. Wait. Oh, you just want... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm dyslexic. I read things wrong. Russ Bucket, awesome to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing good. Thank you for stopping by. If you're busy, that's all right. Yeah, out of all the Titans, I think Heimdall is one of my favorite to play. It may not be the best Titan in the game, but heck, maybe they'll buff it another 3 or 4 or 10 times, and it is good. It is really good. Alright, Ab 1-2 acid shotguns from the last season from the Titan datapads. No more Titan datapads anymore after the operations rework. So, yeah, I don't know if they're going to be putting those back in there or not. So one thing about Pixonic is they're always changing things around. They're testing this, testing that. So those of you who are upset about that, I might actually contact customer support, game support, and just say, hey, I would like to leave a comment or like to leave my opinion or something. Just really politely say, look, it's really disappointing that these are not in there. And if enough people would do that, maybe, just maybe, you know, they would add those back. So that's definitely something that's worth, you know, looking into at least. But yeah, it's really nice to be able to get some Titan data pads or some nice stuff like that. Maybe they'll put them back in there at some point if enough people complain. But if people don't complain, if people don't go in there and, you know, let them know their opinions on that, that's one of those things that will never probably go back in there. But if they realize enough people are, you know, missing that, they might actually do it at some point. I can't remember. I know I was meaning to say something about that to them. I can't remember if I have done it or not. I'll have to go check and see if I ever posted that. If not, like, you know, I might need to. Unfortunately, I got a bad memory, so half the time I do something or don't do something, and then I'm like, well, did I do that or not? So, yeah. I'll try and remember to look after the stream, but I agree. It would be really nice to have those back. Only Frontman Boss versus the Bulletproof Steel Man. What's up, buddy? How you doing today? We got Brandon Eller. Nice to see ya. Hey, Billy. What's going on? What's my okay, Bjorn, I'm probably gonna put out a how to play video for the Bjorn tomorrow. It's all about knowing when to go in which ability and when to act. Well, not which ability, right? It's basically got 2 modes. It's kind of like the Heimdall. There's 2 modes. There's big ball mode, and then there's bear mode, and then the other button activates your ability. So it's all about knowing which ability to be in and when to activate the ability. So tomorrow I'm gonna go ahead and make a video on how to play it now that I've got a good feel for it. It's actually a pretty good Titan. I still don't know if it's quite as good as like the Mauler, but it's pretty nice. Now, I did try that out with the Traditionalist skill, and that was quite interesting. It definitely wasn't as fun to play with Traditionalist, but I'll probably make a video about the regular one. We'll talk about, when to use the ability, when to go in and out. So that's probably going to be up for tomorrow, actually. But I really like it right now. We'll go over the entire build that I came up with and everything else on it. But it's a pretty cool, it's a really cool Titan in my opinion. Grady says, pick Sonic Inflation. Is there a chance that the Mauler might get nerfed again? Yes. One thing about this game is you never know what they're going to change or when. Anything could be changed at any time. I mean, there's a small chance they could buff it. They might be like, okay, let's buff the Mauler. Or they could be like, hey, let's nerf it again. You never know. That's the thing. You just never know what's going to get rebalanced or when it's going to get rebalanced. I don't really think they're going to nerf it again anytime soon, but I mean, you just never know. That's the thing. What's up, Eggy? How you doing today? All right, so God and Angel says the new Titan pilots, weapons, and Titans in chest. Pixonic is doing good for free to play. The key crates, I haven't actually looked in there lately. If they got, let's go look and see what's in there. Hold on a second. Let's go check that out. I want to see what's in the crates. I forgot to look. I'm not even sure where it's at now. I got to figure it out. Is it in here? No. Oh no. Is it in here? Yes. All right, let's check out these crates. So we got some motherships, we got some weapons. I mean, there's a lot of Titan weapons in here. Problem is, only some of these Titan weapons are good. Some of them suck. That's the thing, you never know what you're going to get out of here. But if you have a bunch of keys and open some crates, you're probably guaranteed to get something nice if you open enough of them. There's some pretty decent drones in here right now. I'm not seeing any Titans though. Was I looking at the wrong chest? Oh, there's a bunch of pilots. So you can actually, okay, here's the Titan pilots. There's 3 of them right now. Bunch of robot pilots. What else do we got? I don't see any Titans in here though. Of course, this one's not going to have any Titans. What's in the super chest? Alright, so the super chest definitely has some really good stuff and some really bad stuff. I mean, yeah, you can get your Indras, your Luchadors. You can get a Sirius if you're into that. They got Eiffel, they got Bedware. I don't know, I played the Eiffel again the other day and it was doing halfway decent. I need more testing on it, but it was actually really fun. But they are always changing what's in those crates. That's one thing I've noticed, is they're always changing the crates. What's up, GG? How you doing today? Mito says, do we have any news about the skirmish mode? I haven't heard anything about that yet. They haven't mentioned it, so I'm not really sure if they're going to bring that back or if they've scrapped it or if maybe they're making some changes on it. I'm not really sure what they're doing with those modes yet. So unfortunately, no real news on that. Hey, Squirrel, what's up, buddy? Alright, Squirrel says the Rook is doing decent. I tried the Rook with Sonics and it was doing pretty good. I didn't even use the repair amps, just make sure to turn your shields. Then, see, I can spawn mine in, somebody will shoot me 2 or 3 times and my robot dies. So it'll be brand new with full shields and pop, 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 that's it. Maybe the one I was playing is bugged or something, but it almost feels like they're killing it right through the shields. I'm not even sure if the shield's working, or maybe I was running into hackers. As many hackers as the game has right now, I would actually not be surprised if that was the case. Like, there's freaking people hacking the game everywhere right now, and it sucks. So it might have just been hackers. So Lucas, this is just old school game footage, right? On the question and answer live streams, I'm not actually playing anything because you can't really play and focus on reading the chat at the same time. So this is probably from, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, I bet. I'd say at least 3 years ago, maybe longer. All right, as far as the advertisements, I'm not really sure what they've done with those. So one thing about Pixonic is they don't really give us much information, right? If something disappears or something shows up or they make changes, they normally don't inform us about it. So we find out the same way you guys do, and we're always kind of like, what is this? Where'd that come from? Where did that go? And then we never really seem to get any like real big answers on, stuff like that. So unfortunately, us YouTubers aren't really in the loop with a lot of those things. Basically we get very little information ahead of time. I mean, basically they just, they might give me an account to play so I can make videos and show you guys whatever, but they don't really discuss changes or upcoming stuff with us that much. All right, Mighty wants to know, how do you choose the drone after entering the battle? You don't. Right now, you have to attach a drone to your robot. So your robot should have a drone slot. So once you install a drone on that slot, the drone drops with your robot. So you don't actually have to choose it or anything. You just have to go into your hangar and install a drone on your robot. All right, so Eggy wants to know, is Seraph with Decay good for free to play? So I think if you're, okay, here's the thing. For somebody on a brand new account, I think these Seraph would do great, but once you move up in the Champion League, you're probably going to outgrow that robot really quickly. So the question is, do you really want to dump a bunch of resources into something that you're probably going to outgrow? I mean, at one point in time, the Seraph was awesome, but it's been downgraded, right? It's not what it used to be. It's only a so-so robot at best right now, at least when you go up into the higher leagues. So yes, you could play the crap out of it in the lower leagues. It's great for the player versus computer mode where you kill all the little spiders, because every time it goes up there, it shoots several things at once. But if you're trying to move up into the higher leagues and play that, you're probably not going to have a lot of luck with it. So I probably wouldn't personally put too many resources into it. I mean, you could probably put a little bit in there and play it and be fine, but just remember, it's not something you're going to be able to play once you get up in the higher leagues, or at least not proficiently. It's pretty squishy. It dies very easy on the ground, so it's pretty hard to keep it alive in Champion League right now. What's up, Separin? How you doing today? All right, where are we at? Billy, have a great day, buddy. I think you're out of here, so thank you for stopping by. What's up, Darth? All right, so Darth, the Ducks is a really nasty robot to deal with. So can you kill a Rook in 40 seconds with the Ducks? Quite possibly. Quite possibly, yes. Especially if they've got the mothership, if they got a Frederick that's doing extra damage. So right now, if you hit yourself with the Frederick mothership, you get a big damage boost for several seconds, and it's brutal. So something like a Dux that has a Frederick going can beat the crap out of stuff. I mean, 40 seconds is not, that's not unheard of, especially if it's not maxed out. But if somebody in a maxed out Dux is shooting a level 74 Rook, there is a pretty good chance the Dux can take that out pretty quickly. So that's not unheard of, unfortunately. The Dux did get nerfed and it's not doing as much damage as it can, but they seem to be really good at killing Titans, I've noticed. Billy says, hi champs, not a lot of cheating. I don't know, I think there's a lot of people running the small cheats, right? they got extra durability, they're doing extra damage, you kind of question it. You're like, there's no way that person should have been that hard to kill. Or, there's not a lot of people running the major hacks in the higher leagues, but I think there are a lot of people running the subtle hacks that are really hard to know if they're doing something wrong or not. It's to the point where you'll kind of suspect, all right, that didn't seem right, but you don't know for sure on most of them. Those are the kind of cheats I see people running all the time. But there's definitely the people then that come along and just kill everything with 1 or 2 shots, and you're like, I'm about 99% sure that guy was cheating. But unfortunately, there are a lot of people running the subtle hacks or hacks that are a little less than subtle. All right. But yeah, there's a lot of those out there, unfortunately. Hamza, how's it going today? Shahid, what's up, buddy? All right, Dragon, he says, what did I miss? Well, me answering a bunch of questions or rambling on about some kind of nonsense. That's about it. Is Samjok a Dux killer if you know how to use it? Samjok will kill everything if you know how to use it. That's probably the most pain in the butt robot because, you basically go into phase shift and you got your little body that sits there on the ground and shoots people and nobody can shoot you. So if you're really good with ability timing, the Samjok is a nightmare to deal with. Right now it's not so bad, but I'm still a little worried when you see more people playing them. When there's like 5 of those out of the battlefield at one time, it's going to be rough to deal with that. So the Samjok is going to be a major pain in the butt. But yes, that's one of the better robots in the game. You kind of got to catch it when it comes out of the ability and kill it really quick. They're not easy to take down. But what I do is when I see one is I generally try and follow it around, and I also try and make sure as soon as it drops its little body on the ground that can shoot me, I try and find a way to use cover but still stay close to it. And then as soon as it comes out of the ability, then I try and stomp it. It might take a few times to get it, but it's rough dealing with that thing. Oh, Billy says 7,000 and above. Gotcha. I never pay too much about people's too much attention to people's trophy counts. Nimble says, Danny, should I run Aries again? Regular Aries or ultimate Aries? Regular, Aries is super cool, but it dies so easy. If I were going to run an Aries, I would definitely want some sort of a weapon with a lockdown on it, because you want to make sure you can lock people down. That way, when your ability goes off, if they're locked down, they can't get out of the way. So I would run some sort of lockdown weapons. I think with the Aries, you're really trying to get people with the ability and not the weapon. So you want to run lockdown for sure. 4 pulsars or 2 pulsars, 2 magnetars plus the drone that gives you the lockdown would be a good choice. If you use it properly and nobody's killing you through the shield, you can do really well with it. Another good drone choice though is Reviver, because when the Aries does die, normally it dies so fast, it goes from full health to none in half of a second. So a lot of the times you don't have a lot of gray bars. So when the Reviver brings you back to life, you might have 40 or 50% of your health left because there's not a lot of gray bar to stop that Reviver from working well. But I would definitely run a paralysis or a Reviver drone on the Aries. Even the Shy would be pretty good for the last stand, but I think Aries is very hard to play, but it's a really cool robot. Dragon says, I normally use Erebus Blackout. Or Whiteout for that bot. So you're running an Erebus with a Whiteout? Generally, I don't like to get close to people with the Erebus. I think the Erebus is super fun, but I like to keep my distance. I think whiteout's what, 100-meter range? One of the things about the Erebus is you don't want to get too close to people because they'll often just run inside of your shield and wreck you. So I'm not sure if that's a drone I would run on the Erebus. I would probably run something, I don't know, something with durability or a last stand like the Shy. But you know, if you're using it and it works, that's awesome. Lucas says the game footage has nostalgia. Yeah, it does. That's one of the reasons I downloaded some of these old school videos again. I'm like, you know what? I think people would enjoy watching this old game footage during the question and answers. Hamza says the last champion made a 20,000 difference in the leaderboard in 10 minutes. Yeah, more than likely. More than likely. Hold on. I gotta clear my throat. My sinuses have been terrible lately. I get all this phlegm in my throat. But yeah, I mean, a lot of those guys you'll see up there on the top of the Legend League are cheaters. And the crazy thing is, I think after their account gets banned, it still stays there. But eventually they'll go back down because they're not able to play and keep earning points. But I think for some reason it still looks like they're up there after they get banned. Hamza says this is unfair. Hamza says cheaters are dishonorable. Definitely. I mean, it's never okay to cheat, right? The only time I would say the only time it's okay to cheat is if your life was on the line. Let's just say somebody's like, "Oh, if you don't win this game, you're a dead man," right? Then it might be okay to cheat to save your life. But it's not okay to cheat. A lot of people these days seem to find some way to justify it and try and make it sound like what they're doing is okay. And it's not. Cheating is never okay. It's really not. There's very few circumstances where cheating at something is acceptable. Like I said, man, your life would have to be on the line or something, and then people would understand, be like, okay, I get why you did it. But the people who are doing it just to doing it, not cool. Not cool at all. Very dishonorable. It's not the right thing to do, and unfortunately, people do it. Alright, so Billy says 70% in Legend Leagues cheat. I would not be surprised. Hamza, why are you sorry? Alright, so Shahid wants to know, I've never used Erebus, but isn't it a sniper? It's probably supposed to be a sniper, but I like to put 3 redeemers on it and run around and beat people up. So I play it as like a close range fighter, but not too close. I always try and make sure I stay a good 350 meters away. But yeah, I mean, if you threw like 3 Prismas on the Erebus, that would be pretty sweet, actually. But I like to put not really mid-range, but I don't know. I mean, 350 meter range, you can still keep a little bit of a distance, but I try not to let anybody get much closer than that. But yeah, it really is designed to be a sniper in my opinion. But you can play it as a close range or mid-range fighter as well if you're really good with it. Problem is though, as soon as somebody hits you with shield breaker or somebody runs inside of your shield, you are dead because it's super squishy. It really relies on that shield. But the thing is, the shield is really strong. Like, it's got a really strong shield. Shahid says, cheating with a buddy to complete an event task is fine. Find a buddy and keep changing control of a beacon. I don't know if that's really cheating. I think I know what you're talking about. That's not really cheating. I wouldn't say. I mean, you're not doing something to really take advantage over another player in the game, so you and your buddy are just, yeah, trading beacons, I guess. Wait, best weapons for the bedware are in the trash can right next to it. Why are the weapons in the trash can? Alright, Rajesh, what's up, buddy? I'm not sure when they're going to be changing the workshop. That's something they keep talking about, but we don't really know when it's going to be ready. I would assume sometime within the next couple of months we'll probably be seeing that, because they've been kind of giving some hints that it was going to be coming soon, but I'm not really sure when. I'm really looking forward to that, right? Supposedly, you're going to be able to build stuff in the workshop without spending any resources. That's my understanding. If I understand it correctly, it's going to be a really cool feature. So you're just going to be able to build robots for free, I think. I really hope I understood what they were saying correctly, because to me it sounds like you can just go in there and build stuff and you don't need resources to do it. So if that's true, that's going to be awesome. There's also the possibility that they're going to start adding new stuff into there as well. I mean, I don't think they've added anything in the workshop in a long time. Oh, Shahid, you thought the Erebus was a Titan? I don't know if it's huge, but it is pretty wide, I guess. It's kind of funny, but there's quite a few robots that I see, and I'm like, oh man, there's a Luchador coming at me or something, and then I realize, oh wait, that's just a regular robot. Sometimes I think there can be like a weird, I don't know if it's just the angle or something that you're seeing the robot on the screen, but yeah, sometimes it definitely, like a regular robot can easily look bigger than it actually is. Alright, so English Warrior, I'm not 100% sure if dropping a Titan in less than a minute is a hack. So there is one pilot skill. I've never actually tried this, but there is a pilot skill you can add on your Titans that makes so you can drop the Titan sooner. I think certain weapons will charge up your Titan faster than others, so maybe if you have that skill and you've got the right weapons on your robot, you can charge up a Titan quickly. But how fast you can actually charge one right now, I'm not 100% sure. Honestly, I don't know. But when I do see somebody drop one pretty quickly, I'm always kind of suspicious of them. Like, it doesn't really seem like they should have been able to bring out their Titan that fast. But there are a few things that will allow you to charge it up pretty quickly. But it's pretty hard to charge it up in less than a minute or two. Alright, so Speeder Blitz says, bro, I want a regular Luchador. And for the people who say there is no difference, you got 10% more hit points. And the module path. Yeah, I mean, the module path should be the same on the regular or the specializations. I mean, yeah, you're going to get a few more hit points going from the special one to the regular one, but either one's really good. I mean, the thing is, 10% hit points is noticeable, but it's not that noticeable. It's only a very small difference. I mean, if you can get the special edition one, it's always going to be slightly better, but it's not a huge difference. Like, I don't really care if I'm playing a special one or if I like the looks of the regular one better, I'd rather just play the one that looks better. But either way, I mean, there is definitely going to be some difference, but I don't think it's as much as people think. But as far as the module path, I don't think there's any difference whatsoever. I mean, they have the same modules when you get a special edition or a regular one. But yeah, you might get like maybe 5 or 10% hit points or whatever it is when you go from regular to special edition. Alright, Billy says he also thinks the mothership has something to do with a Titan spawning quicker as well. I don't know. There might be something to that. I don't have the world's greatest memory. I can't remember if there's any motherships that allow you to charge your Titan faster. There could be, but not that I remember. Maybe every time you fire off your mothership, and you know, maybe sometimes that makes it work. Grabbing beacons too, like beacons count towards titans, right? Everything counts toward a titan. Grabbing the beacons, the weapon damage, this thing, that thing. There's a lot of different combinations that can make a titan charge faster. Andrew says, how do you complete Hunting Grounds level 3? Alright, so here's the problem with Hunting Grounds, right? What I've found with Hunting Grounds is you gotta rearrange your entire hangar. I got a couple of friends that love Hunting Grounds, and they'll spend 2-3 hours just playing around with robots and weapons and pilot skills and everything else just to be able to get through Hunting Grounds. Personally, I've never been able to really finish the whole thing easily. I find it to be very frustrating. I don't want to rearrange my hangar. I don't want to have to set up 2 separate hangars. Personally, I can't stand Hunting Grounds. Like, it's the most frustrating thing to me. And then after they nerf stuff, after there's a bunch of nerfs and rebalances, some of the stuff that's currently working so you can get through it no longer works well anymore. I mean, these guys will spend 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours just playing around, changing hangars to get through Hunting Grounds. It's really ridiculous in my opinion. So unfortunately, I don't really have much advice for it. I have a hard time getting all the way through it and earning all the prizes as well. I just got to the point where I found it extremely frustrating, and I've kind of quit playing it just because it really frustrates me. I don't know. I don't like the Hunting Grounds personally. I wish it were a little bit easier, but I will say there are certain things like Ochikochi, that's a really good robot for it. I find that the Seraph is a really good robot for it. I'm not sure how the Angler is, but at one point in time, the Angler was amazing for Hunting Grounds. Like anything that can kill multiple spiders at once, but you do want to make sure it's like you can move around quickly too. But you want to find robots that will kill stuff fast or destroy multiple things at once. But I think Hunting Grounds is extremely hard to get through, and I've always had a struggle. I've always had a struggle doing it. And when my friends are like, "Hey, run this, and this," I'm like, I'm not setting my hangar up like that just to play a couple spider games, then put it back to normal. So, yeah, unfortunately, I'm not the right person to ask about the Hunting Grounds. Hey, excellent. What's up, man? Oh, kills charge it up insanely fast. Yeah, kills and beacons are definitely things that will charge you up pretty quickly. Now, I don't know if they still do it, but the healing weapons used to charge you up super fast. I used to see a lot of people running harpies with the healing weapons. For some reason, a harpy with those healing weapons used to really charge a robot up. I don't know if it still does or not, but for some reason, the combination of those two things would charge a Titan really fast. But another thing I hate about Hunting Grounds is having to have 2 hangars. You should not need to have 2 hangars. Like that's always rubbed me the wrong way that you have to have 2 hangars. I hate it. I hate it. Hey Fiaz, what's up, buddy? Alright, Speeder Mark II this Pathfinder and got a Weber and pilot for it. Should I invest my currency into the pilot? Alright, so how much do you like the Pathfinder? I think it's a good robot. I mean, it's really designed to be a support. The thing that the Pathfinder is really good at is, helping your teammates kill stuff from long range. If you can stay back a while, and like let's just say there's the center beacon. Let's say you drop in on Yamantau, right? You want to put some long range weapons on that Pathfinder, maybe stand back on the platform and just help your teammate shoot whatever on the platform or whatever if you can. And you want to mark people to help your teammates do a lot of damage. I mean, Pathfinder is an awesome robot, but it's really designed to be a helper or a support robot. It's not really designed to be much of a fighter or a brawler. I mean, you can definitely fight with it, but it's really good right now. It's a really good robot. It just depends on whether or not it fits your playing style. I mean, if you want to brawl with something, if you're really just looking for something that's going to be a straight up fighter, it may not be your best bet. But if you're looking for a really good support, I think the Pathfinder is still pretty awesome. Nitro Duck, what's up, my man? He says, I do it for the Doritos. I would too if I didn't spend an hour just to not finish it every time. It's a nightmare for me. Alright, so Billy. Oh, they have push in the quick match now? Interesting. I've never got push in the quick match yet. I've always got a death match or beacons. Interesting. I wonder when they added that. I haven't seen that so far. I've been playing a lot of quick match, and so far I haven't got a push. I think one of the reasons they've done that is there's not very many people playing the push mode. For some reason, people don't seem to like it. Push is a brutal mode. It's super fun. I love push. But a lot of people, I think it's just, I think a lot of people don't understand how to play it, or it's just too brutal for some of them. But that's interesting if they put that in there. Daniel Sykes, what's up, my man? But unfortunately, I mean, I guess quick match is just supposed to drop you into a game mode quickly. So I guess I understand why they put it on there. I mean, if that's a main game mode, then I guess it probably belongs in there, whether people like it or not. But it is I think that's a new permanent game mode. It's not like one of those skirmish modes, you know. Still don't know if they're going to bring those back or not, but we hope they do. Dragon says, I only like the rewards. I like the rewards too if you can get them. That's the problem, is trying to figure out how to get them. Alright, Shahid says he doesn't think the Pathfinder is very good anymore. It's still good, it's just, it's not, it used to be a good fighter. Now, if you put the Friezo drone on the Pathfinder, it definitely gives it a lot of extra durability. But it's a good support. Brandon says, Billy, what weapons do you have on the Rook? He says, ice rockets. You know what? I wish they would buff the reload time on the ice rockets, because those are really cool weapons. Sports Condors, excellent. Are those good for the extermination? I don't know if I've tried a Condor in extermination or not. Alright, so Speeder, in my opinion, when you're building a robot, when you're building the pilot skills, you're kind of looking for as much durability as possible. I mean, these days, weapons are doing crazy amounts of damage, and there's not a lot of skills that really make your weapons that much better, unless you're going with maybe the weapon-specific skills, which I don't like, because if you change weapons on a robot, then you got to reroll those skills and spend more resources. So I never really go with the weapon-specific skills. But if I were building a Pathfinder, I would look for anything that's going to give me durability and defense points, and then speed, right? You want to be fast and you want to be durable. So I would look for, like, I don't remember what's on there, but I would look for like tough guy, armor expert, you know, cautious pilot. Let me look and see what I've currently got on mine. Let me pull up the game really quick. I'll show you what I currently have on mine, if I can find it. But yeah, speed and durability are the two main things I go for on pilot skills. Like, you want to be fast. You need to be able to run around the map quickly and escape when you're in a bad spot. So speed is super important. Let me find one that's... And if the pilot skills suck on it, because there may be more than one, so we'll go over all the pilot skills. Where is a Pathfinder that's leveled up? There we go. I'm not sure which one of these has the proper pilot skills, but... Alright, so I got Mechanic for healing, I got Roadhog for speed, Armor Expert for durability, I do have Master Gunsmith, I got Stubborn Warrior for durability, I have Death Survivor, and I have Adamant Roadhog. So that's pretty much all durability and speed. Oh, come on. Hold on, let me put this in my hangar. I gotta put weapons on it. One other thing I absolutely hate is why can't I add a pilot skill? Or, you know, it's ridiculous to have to add weapons just to be able to change your pilot skills. That's always made me angry. Makes me so angry. Lightning smash. But let's look at some of the other skills that are available. Let's just say I wanted to change something like armor expert. So I could go with foolhardy, dodger, module expert, quartermaster, scout, ninja, adamant guardian, stubborn speedster, wonder worker. There's really nothing else on here that I like. I mean, the only other thing I see is maybe the one where if you have, what is it? Adamant, where to go? Adamant something or the other. When the enemy team controls more than 3 beacons, you get extra defense points, whatever that one's called. That's not a bad one, but yeah, Adamant Guardian's pretty good as well, but I think this is a really nice setup here. You could always change one of those other skills with the Adamant Guardian for a little bit of extra defense points, but the problem with that is that only works if the enemy has 3 beacons or more, so that's not something that's always going to be beneficial. You know, that's more of a situational skill. But generally, speed and durability are the main things I look for on pilot skills. And then, you know, if you got something extra, you can always add it. I think you guys can see my game right now, right? Oh, the game's not up on the screen. I'm sorry. I thought that would pull the game up on the screen, but it did not. But anyways, you know, those are the pilot skills I would look at. I reset up my streaming software the other day, and I guess the game, I guess I would need to switch over to the, I don't know. Either way, oops. I think that just reset the gameplay. I need to fix that too. Hold on a second. All right. Old game footage, properties. Yeah, I don't want it to restart playback. All right, there we go. I want it to restart where it left off. Perfect. Billy Butcher's list of non-cheaters. English warrior, what? A no-skill noob professor? Say what now? Brandon says Wolfblood 7 does not cheat. Yeah, I doubt he cheats. I wouldn't think he would be a cheater. What's up, Musketeer? How you doing today? He says Pathfinder will be really helpful with the new coming shield meta. Paul Pop, what's up, buddy? Alright, I think we have people arguing in the chat, so please don't argue in the chat, thank you. Which weapons are good on the Raptor? I think Howler and Screamer are really good on there. I still like the healing weapons a lot. Pretty much just about any shotguns are good. I mean, one thing about the Raptor is you're probably going to be playing it up really close. So I prefer, these are my favorite Raptor setups, right? Either the healing weapons, which came out with them. I mean, those are still really good. They do have a crazy long reload time, but I still like those a lot. Now the blast shotguns that you can build in the workshop, those are a good choice. Any of the ultimate shotguns are really good. For some crazy reason, I don't know why I still like this so much, but a Subduer and 2 Magnetars is one of my favorite builds for him. But as far as Growler and Screamers, I mean, that definitely works. That's not, a lot of people don't really like those weapons as much anymore because they got nerfed, but I think they're still really good. But I'd prefer to do something, I'd prefer something that was going to do big damage at close range over the Growler and the Screamer right now. They will definitely work. But I'd almost rather run a shotgun type of weapon personally. But I mean, if you got those and they're already upgraded, by all means, put them on there, try them, see how you like it. You might love it. All right. Billy says, name which one do you like better? I find that you fight better with what you like, not what's popular. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's been times where the very best robot in the game or a best set of weapons in the game, I didn't like them, right? The Devourer seems like a really good Titan, but I can't play it for crap. Like, I can't figure out how to play that thing and do well with it. Not every single robot is for you, right? Sometimes you want to play what you like, what you find fun, what you do well with, over what's the best. Like, for example, when the Hawk was the best robot in the game, I mean, it was the best robot in the game, but to me, I felt like I was flying a 2x4. It just felt so stiff and boring, I couldn't stand playing it. So even though it was awesome, it really wasn't the right robot for me. So you definitely want to find stuff that you like. K-Fed says, Armadillo to Pathfinder. That's not a bad, you know, if you're getting a lot of beacons and a lot of kills, that might not be so bad. Thing about the Armadillo though is you got to get beacons and kills before it really starts to do anything. So it's not a drone you can just drop in with and expect it to do something for you. You got to get that thing charged up. So I think the Armadillo is kind of hit and miss for a lot of reasons, but I do like it. I don't know if I've ever played it on the Pathfinder though. All right, hold on. All right, Excellent says, if you stay in crowds, you can really jack up someone. Lock and really tick them off. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I think I missed something. Have I checked out the new damage meter? Is it live? I haven't been on the game today, and yesterday I took the day off of playing, so tonight I'll be back on. So is the damage meter actually live? I've been wanting to check that out. That'll be actually pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that going live, actually. Billy spent $150 to get a Baglier. Also got 3 Pathfinders and a Raptor. Don't like any of them. Ah, man, that sucks. Yeah, that's one of those things where, unfortunately, I don't think you're really going to know if you like something till you get it. But I remember there was a couple of things I put a bunch of resources into it. Then I'm like, oh, I hate it, you know? It sucks when that happens, but it does happen. But yeah, not everything in the game is for everybody. Like, we all have different playing styles, and sometimes something fits your playing style, and sometimes it just doesn't. Alright, Uncle Sam likes the Pathfinder with regulators. Oh, it's now an option on the second page. You know what? Let me open my game and look at it. Are you talking about the second page of the settings, in-game settings? I'm going to go check that out right now. So if we go over to General, I think you're saying it's on Advanced. Show extended information about the target. So that must be the new damage meter settings. So let me see. There we go. So I'm guessing this must be it here. If we turn that on, I didn't realize that was going to be something you would turn on and off. I thought that was just something they were going to add and everybody was going to have it on automatically. So if that's the case, that's actually kind of cool. Huh. Alright, so now I know how to get it. I don't think they ever mentioned that. Maybe they put something out in the game news about it. I missed it, but yeah, interesting. Cool. Now we got a damage meter. I'm definitely looking forward to it, to tell you the truth. That's going to be fun to try out. Brandon says I put modules on my shell and I regretted it. Yeah, that's one of those robots that I've never really cared for. I don't know. I've never done well with the shell. Billy, what do you mean by which profile is this? I'm not sure what you mean by that, bud. Robert says you might need to turn it back on in the game updates. I wouldn't be surprised if you get an update and it resets it or something. Musketeer is looking forward to the new gas shields. Those look really cool. I don't know why I can't get on the test server. It sucks not being able to get on there and try things out, but I'm going to tell you what, those look pretty cool. I've been wondering for a long time why they're not going to make a new version of, like, I always thought they should just change the Ancile to an Aegis shield or something. I'm surprised they haven't done it before, but you could probably build some sort of ridiculous support bot. Like, you could probably take like a bag layer with 4 of those things on there and make like a crazy support bot. You just run around and take all the damage for your teammates. I can see it being pretty crazy, actually. Why are the gold data pads so expensive this round? No new bots. As far as the pricing, I have no idea who decides that or why. So unfortunately, I have no answer for you on that. But the thing is, you kind of got to watch the daily deals, right? If you watch the daily deals, one of these days there will probably be a much better deal in there that pops up. But yeah, I've never liked the shell. I don't like the shell at all. Fia says, I have an Indra with Vajra setup, but I'm starting to get bored from it. Currently I have a Mauler and a Minos that I want to level up. Which one do you recommend? Well, Minos is a lot more fun than the Mauler, but it's definitely not as good. Now, here's the thing about the Minos, right? I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here to help you decide. I don't think they're going to nerf the Minos anytime soon. There's a very, very, very small chance that they are going to nerf the Minos. Now, the Mauler, they just nerfed it, but there's no guarantee they're not going to nerf it again because the Mauler is still pretty darn good. It's still one of the better Titans in the game. So I would not be surprised if they do decide to nerf it again at some point. It might be 6 months from now, it might be 2 years from now, but could be 3 weeks from now. You just don't know. But the Mauler is definitely one of the best Titans in the game currently. I think it's completely worth leveling up and using, but there's always a risk of it being nerfed. So where the Minos, it's super fun. It's not easy to play. I don't think the Minos is easy to play, but if you use it well, it can be really good. Only thing is, you're probably not going to get a nerf on that thing. The reflector shield on the Minos is really awesome. I mean, if somebody shoots that reflector shield, they take so much damage back, it's crazy. And then you can use the abilities to get in and get out. So if you play it well, the Minos is great, but it is hard to play. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea. I mean, I would rather upgrade the Mauler, but if you're worried about it getting nerfed again, then maybe the other one would be your better bet. Even though it's not one of the better Titans in the game, it's actually a really good Titan if you play it well. Ravena. I'm not sure if you're saying you like or dislike the Ravena, but Ravena is freaking awesome. It's hard to play though. Not everybody can figure that out or do well with it, but if you can master the Ravena, that thing is a beast. Oh, you thought I was running old videos. Robert says the shell is a good robot to trigger the Titan in PvE. Robert, thank you for that information. I don't know, but yeah, I mean, if that's the case, that's some good info to have. So that makes you get your Titan faster. I think that's what you're saying. Dragon says, nah, I'm running Shield Breaker. You better watch out for me. Alright, Professor. The Professor says the indication system is good. You can tell who is cheating. Yeah, you know, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is you might be able to get a better idea of who's cheating with that. Yeah, I'm not sure when they're going to make the all hangar access. I'm a little disappointed we haven't got it yet, because they said it was going to be on this update. My guess is there's probably something wrong with it, is why we haven't seen it yet. Because, you know, they announced that, hey, we're going to put this on the update. So I was expecting it to start, you know, on the 4th. March 4th, I think, was the day the new update started. I thought we were going to see that on the 4th, and we still haven't got it yet. So I'm not really sure when they're going to do that, but I hope soon, because I think most of us are really looking forward to that. But all I can think of is either there must have been a problem with it, or they found out they needed to make some tweaks or some changes, because it seems like it should be out by now. But something must have happened with it, that's my guess. The twist move. Alright, Billy likes to do the twist moves. What's up, Dames? Dame says, am I a madman for using screamers and hellers on my Samjok? No. Not at all. I mean, I've played a lot of stuff on the Samjok, right? The thing about the Samjok is you're basically using that ability to kill people, right? You pop out of the ability every once in a while, get a few shots off, but heck, man, you could drop your little turret on the ground, you could back off, get out of range of your enemy and start shooting them with the growlers and hellers or whatever they are. I can see that working out very well if you play it right, so I don't think that's a bad deal. I think that'd be okay, honestly. Alright, Myler wants to know, what pilot skills do I use for the Indra? Let's find out. Let me see what I got on this Indra here. There's so many different pilot skills, it's hard to tell you, but I'll show you which ones I have. Hold on a second. That was the wrong button. Alright, so this is what I've got on the Indra. I've got Armor Expert. I've got Cautious Pilot. I've got Defense Expert Primary. I've got Stubborn Warrior. I've got Titan Slayer. I have Destroyer. I'm not really sure how good the Destroyer is, but I've got it on there. I got Tough Guy. I have Mechanic. I have Clever Survivor Secondary and Engine Expert Primary. Let me see if there's any other good skills on here that might be better than some of these. So what else is available? There's so many Titan skills, it's crazy. Let me see if there's anything else on here that's worth talking about. So Roadhog is something you could add. I don't think you really need the Roadhog on the Indra, but if you want to move faster, that is definitely a possibility. But when I got the Engine Expert skills, I figured I don't really need the Roadhog. But that's definitely something you could use instead of one of those other skills. I mean, normally I put that on everything, but I didn't on the Indra, and I don't really miss it. Yeah, I don't really see anything else that I might be interested in here, so I think these skills are set up pretty good, but that's the one I would mention about maybe using. But yeah, these are pretty good skills. I mean, these work out really well for me. I mean, there may be some personal preference in the skills you choose, but these are the ones I like for the most part. So hopefully that helps. All right, Nitro says, looking for some of the new bots. I refuse to go one no matter how OP it is. Too dang ugly. Oh, what? The new robot on the test server? It's kind of weird looking. Neon is scared about the ultimate havoc. Yeah, I mean, bottom line is we've got a lot of ultimate stuff in the game and not that many people have them, right? There's only a small handful of people really playing the ultimate stuff. So I don't think we're going to really see that many of them out there on the battlefield, but I do understand what you're talking about. Alright, English Warrior says, Danny likes to talk and support Professor, a known cheater. Alright, so if anybody is a known cheater, I have no proof of that or never heard about it. So if you want to unsubscribe, go for it. That's up to you. But I've never heard of a professor that's a known cheater. So unless you can prove that to me somehow. Billy wants to know, how in the hell does the duck not shoot its own legs off? I have no idea. No idea. I've kind of wondered the same thing myself, to tell you the truth. Excellent says the Samjok does not care what you use on it, but he called it the jock strap. Professor says that's new to me too. What, the cheating thing? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he thinks you're somebody else. I have no idea. Yeah, the shell ability charges the Titan in PvE. That's interesting. Neon says they should make a Yang Li Titans pilot in the training center. You know, that would be really nice. It's extremely hard to get Titan pilots, I think. So that would be great. Unfortunately, I think you got to buy it for like $5 or $10 in the daily deals or something. I always see it in there really cheap. I mean, $5-6 you can usually buy one. I've seen it in there for real cheap many times, but yeah, it'd be nice if they would put, that would be great if they would put that in the training center, actually. I would like that. Do I love live streaming? Most of the time, yes. Live streaming is actually pretty fun. Now, the first couple times I live streamed, I did not like it. I was very nervous. I'm like, oh, my hands were shaking. I'm like, live, there's people. The first couple of live streams I ever did were pretty scary, but yeah, I like live streaming. Most of the time. Edward, what's up, my man? Neon says, probably stored in the mothership. What did you store in my mothership, sir? I did not give you permission to put anything inside of my mothership. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Whatever you stored in there, get it out. Get it out of there. Hey, Madeline, how you doing today? All right, Madeline says, I've also got an interesting question. Where does the Condor shield come out of? The shield bay. It comes out of the shield bay. That seems like a good answer. Fia says, bro, I tried Ultimate Havoc on the test server. It is stronger than the ducks. All right, so here's one thing about test servers. Test servers feel very different than the live server, right? I don't think you got pilots on test servers to give you any skills, so things seem to die. I don't know. Test servers are wacky. Test servers are really good to try things out, see what they're like, get a feel for them, but as far as how much damage they're doing or how good they're going to be on the test server versus the live server, I don't know. I don't think you can really put one together. I mean, there's been things on the test server that were absolute crap, and then when they went live, they were amazing. There's also been things on the test server that were just brutal beasts, and then they went live and they sucked. So it can kind of go either way. I think the test server is really just to try stuff out, get a feel for it, and it allows Pixonic to get the information they need to decide what they want to do with it when it finally does go live. So there could be a lot of changes from the time that it's, on the test server to the time that it actually goes live. So I wouldn't judge anything too much. I mean, due to the fact that it's an ultimate weapon, more than likely it is going to be very strong. But how strong, we won't really know until it's live. Dragon says, I have no money to spend. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people don't. A lot of people either won't or don't. And that does make things rough, unfortunately. Kentrolli. Krentrol. I don't know how to say her name there. He says, I recently spent my resources to upgrade my Mauler on level 20. Was that a mistake? I don't think so. I mean, here's the deal. You're probably really going to enjoy that Mauler. I would rather play the Mauler over the Devourer any day. Now, I can't figure out how to play the Devourer. Like, I suck with it. It doesn't work for me. But the Mauler is a really good Titan. So until they rebalance that again, if they rebalance that again, I think you're going to really enjoy that Mauler because it's just really good. It's really good. So I don't think it was a mistake. I just hope they don't rebalance it again for a while because right now it's very strong. It's just not... I would say it went from extremely overpowered to just slightly overpowered. That's the thing. Pretty much all the stuff that they just nerfed went from crazy to really good, right? They were like at a 10. Now, I mean, they were at like a 20. Now they're at like an 11 on a scale of 1 to 10. So the new stuff is still, or the stuff that got nerfed, most of it's still amazing. They didn't kill any of it off. It's all really good still. So that's the good news there. Only Frontman likes the new damage information. Yeah, that's going to be cool. I can't wait to try that out later. I'm glad somebody pointed out that it was live and how to turn it on because I didn't know that was live yet. Fia says, bro, the Mauler might get nerfed. I mean, anything can get nerfed at any time. That's the problem. You never know what they're going to rebalance or when. ACDC says, just to say hi. MBG, so see ya, brother. MBG. I don't know what that means, but thanks for stopping by. If you're not gone yet, hello and goodbye. Neon says, I wasn't talking about Condor Shield. Shahid, I don't know why you say that, but okay. Excellent says, we hoped it was a mistake, but Mauler is still the best brawling Titan, period. Yeah, it really is. It really is. Kron in the house. What's up, my man? Alright. Musketeer says, Minos is really tanky. Did it get a buff? I don't think so. It's a good robot, though. I mean, if you play it well, it's really good, but I don't remember it getting a buff. I mean, there's a small chance maybe they give it a silent buff and we didn't know about it, but last couple of times I played the Minos, I had a lot of fun with it, and I did really well with it. I mean, the only thing that really gave my Minos a hard time was the Mauler with the acid shotguns, or the Devourer, who would, it goes into stealth, and if that thing's got acid shotguns and somebody knows how to play it, that's a pain in the butt. But yeah, Minos is a pretty good Titan, actually. It's hard to play, but it's really good. Alright. Is the Ultimate Minos and Ultimate Elming worth it? I don't think the Ultimate Elming is worth it. right? There are a few people who really seem to like the ultimate Ming, and I guess they say they play it well, but every time I go up in the air, somebody just shoots it once and it dies, or I don't know. It feels crappy to me. To me, the ultimate Ming is a terrible Titan. Like, it's probably one of the worst Titans in the game, in my opinion. There may be a few people that tell you different, but I don't know very many people who have it that actually like it or play it. Now, when it comes to the ultimate Minos, currently that's doing good. I think they had a bug when it first came out and it sucked, but I think they've got it working properly now. So last time I played the ultimate Minos, I was like, man, this thing is good. So regular Minos is really good. Ultimate Minos is even better. But I don't like the ultimate Ming very much. Yeah, Musketeer, the ultimate Squalls were pretty crappy. Those ultimate Squall weapons. Now, the ultimate Gendarmes or whatever, those things hit really hard. Those are really powerful weapons. What's up, Horde? How you doing today? Good to see ya. Hope all's been going well. Neon says the design of the Ox Minos is amazing. Yeah, it looks pretty awesome, actually. Do I think the nerf to the Mauler is going to be big? See, that's the thing. We don't know. We don't know. If they do nerf it again, we don't know when or what they're going to do to it. It could be a little teeny nerf. It could be a big, huge, horrible nerf. You just don't know. Daniel Sykes says, what's up, Kron? I mean, when it comes to stuff like that, the only thing we can do is speculate and guess. We don't really know what the developers have in store in the future. No clue. Alright, Horde says I use the Ox Minos, Uniglow, and it always has been able to withstand Maulers. One thing about the Minos, if you use the abilities correctly, so like the Mauler usually runs those up close shotguns that blow you up with a couple shots. So if you got a Minos dash, you can dash away from it. That way it can't kill you quickly. That's one of the things about fighting Mauler is when it's running those acid shotguns, you want to be able to keep a distance from it because those shotguns just hit really hard and that thing's hard to kill. So yeah, don't let the Mauler get close to you. Minos is great at escaping from things. That dash ability allows him to run halfway across the map and get out of there when he's in a bad spot. So I can see that being good for fighting the pretty much anything. If you always want to save one of those dashes to get away if you need to, right? I normally use one to get in and then one to get out. And then I try and let both of the dashes recharge. And then I go in again, then out a lot of the times. I think that's the best strategy is always save a dash to escape or get away from something if you need to. Alright, Robert says the ultimate Ming is deadly with the new weapons. Which new weapons? Those, the ones that came out with the Devourer? The barrel shooters? I forget what they're called. I don't actually like those weapons or the Titan. Somebody says they think they got those weapons were doing very little damage when they first came out, so they might have been bugged as well. One thing I noticed about this game is when something comes out, there's a pretty good chance there's a problem with it. And then eventually they fix it and it works fine, so. Billy wants to know if anybody would like some cheese with this wine. Pepper jack cheese, please. Pepper jack. Pepper jack. Andrew says most with ultimate weapons are champions. You're probably right about that. Ford says the Ox Minos doesn't suffer intel. Robert says next time you take a shield down, listen for the broken glass sound effect. I've never actually noticed that. Is there really a sound effect for a shield? I wouldn't be surprised. That's interesting, though. Excellent says something about the Predator. Yeah, I hate it. I don't know if you're talking about the Ultimate Minos, but it was pretty bad when it first came out. It was terrible. Like it was not as strong as the regular Minos, but it is now. I played it, I think a week or two ago I put it in and played it, and it did really, really good. So I'm pretty sure they fixed it. You might be talking about something else, but I think you're talking about the Ultimate Minos. You might be talking about the regular one. I'm not sure. It's a good Titan, though. Musketeer says, most of the OP ultimate weapons are the ones that normally should have a lock-on system. Oh yeah. Lock-on systems suck though. I hate them. I wish they would take the lock-on system off of the Scourge, like the original ones. Those were my favorite weapons for a long time, but now there's so many robots that go in and out of stealth, you just constantly lose the lock on every 2 seconds. Alright, so the Condor sonic weapons just got nerfed. I'm not sure if they're going to get nerfed again anytime soon, but they actually just downgraded those and made them shoot slower. They're definitely not as good as they were, but they're still really good in my opinion. I don't think they're as good as like a... See, the thing is, they used to be excellent for brawling and long distance as well. To me, I would say they're now more of a long distance weapon than a brawling weapon now that they shoot slower. I would rather play something else in my brawlers, but if I was trying to play something from 500-600 meters away, whatever it is, I would be pretty happy to throw those on there. I can't remember if they nerfed the distance. I think didn't they make those 500 meter range now instead of 600? I'm going to look and find out. I can't remember, but I think they nerfed the range on them as well. Let's find out for sure. Alright, let me see if I got something set up with those. I do not. Yeah, they're 500 meters now. I'm pretty sure they were 600 before, so they did nerf the range, it looks like. One thing I loved was the 600 meter range, but I get why they did it. Those things were just so powerful, it was crazy. But yeah, I don't know if they're going to nerf those again anytime soon or not. Edward says, disciplined Ravengers are fun. Huggin' and muggin' weapons. Huggins. Yeah, that's a funny name, isn't it? So you're saying the ultimate Ming with the huggin' and muggin' weapons? Man, you got to be really close to play those. Something that squishy or playing it up close like that? That's interesting. Neon says, always saying one ability charge on the Minos to get back to cover. Yeah, that's how I usually do it. Billy says, my man, Pepper Jack. I love Pepper Jack cheese, man. That's the best cheese in the world. Neon says, Minos is amazing to take out Loki. Yeah, you can beat up a Loki pretty good with that. Oh yeah, you're right though, Musketeer. They're doing gray damage from 500 meters. They do a lot of gray damage. Honestly, I think they should take away some of the gray damage. I don't know if I really agree with gray damage in this game. Right? I don't think you should have weapons that make so you can't heal back up when you're shot with them. I mean, I get the gray damage in general, that makes sense, but I don't like how the sonic weapons make so you can't heal from them. That bothers me. That bothers me. So Andrew, I would say the gameplay has improved big time since the last rebalance. Like the game feels more normal and more balanced than it did. I mean, it was just, everybody would just drop in and everybody was just blowing up instantly. Most days it's not like that. Now it feels more balanced. There's more time to actually play, and I don't know. The game feels much more fun and normal since the rebalance. I mean, honestly, I hate when they rebalance things, but sometimes they need to do it. I really wish they would stop bringing out things that were 10 times more powerful than they should be, and then they probably wouldn't have to rebalance stuff as much, right? They should just bring stuff up maybe slightly overpowered instead of immensely overpowered. But that's one of the issues with the game is, you know, they balance everything. They get the game feeling really, really balanced, then something new comes out, and it's 10 times more overpowered again. So there's always like one or two things running around dominating the battlefield, while everything else is pretty much where it should be. Right now, the game feels extremely balanced to me. I mean, this is the most balanced the game has felt in a while. It's still not perfect, right? It's still not perfect, but it's way more balanced than I've seen in I don't even know how long. I got a bad feeling next time the new robot comes out, it's going to be a monster, but then again, maybe not. Alright, Horde says Pixonic have some good ideas that are messed up by bad ideas like the Ultimate Vortex and Havocs. I didn't really like the Ultimate Vortex. I don't think I've ever seen anybody playing those. One thing I noticed is they miss a lot of shots, but if they land the shots, good lord, they do some damage. But I feel like maybe like 8 out of every 10 shots it misses. But I didn't really enjoy playing those. But I think if those things had better aim and you landed the shots, they would destroy everybody. The power is crazy when they land a shot. I mean, too crazy. I'm glad they miss most of the time, or that would be a nightmare. Excellent. I would love to see them buff a lot of the old school stuff and a lot of, I mean, the weapons, the robots. I think there's so many things, like they should just take some of those old stuff that now suck, that got buffed, and put it back to its like normal original stats. That would make a lot of those older weapons usable again. I mean, they still probably wouldn't be as good as the new stuff, but they would still be very usable. So I would love to see them restore, like, I don't know, like the Al June or something. Like, restore the Al June back to the way it was. Put the Fainters back to the way. Put the Scotties and the Hills back to the way they were. I would love to see that. Alright, Billy got a hacker today on video. You know, you can probably, I would definitely try and report that to Pixonic. For sure. If you got it on video, I don't know if they still have something on their Discord server where you can post videos of cheaters or not. But yeah, I do think the update currently feels more balanced right now, Robert. I would say yes. Horde says this is the longest the game has ever been balanced. See, I will say, like, back around the time when like Hades came out, that was crazy, right? There's always been something. Like the Leech was a nightmare when it came out. The Hawk was a nightmare for years. The Hades, Aries, and Nemesis came out. Those purple shields were a nightmare. There's been a few times where the game truly felt balanced. I can't say the game feels truly balanced right now because there still are a few things that are more powerful than the next, but this is definitely the most balanced it's been in quite a while. What's up, I am? Billy, if you post a link, I think YouTube will probably delete it. You can try, but I think YouTube will delete your link. Neon says something like Mech Arena. You know, I haven't played Mech Arena in years. I didn't like the way the robots drove. I don't know if you would call it the physics were weird, but I don't know, just like the feel of the robots as they moved around, I didn't care for it. But that was years ago. I don't know if it's gotten better or what. Excellent says, I will enjoy the bear farm. A bear farm? Brandon says, Hell in Baglair is OP. Doesn't that have like a 30-second reload time? Maybe I'll have to try that on there, but I don't expect to like it. Neon says, Al June needs like 2 seconds more flight. You know what? He could really use some more flight time and some more speed in the air. If they would put Al June back to the way it was when it first came out, Al June was such a wonderful robot. I mean, that robot probably had the longest streak of being... I mean, that robot was the best robot in the game for what, 2 or 3 years straight? That was probably the longest meta run a robot has ever had, is the Al June. And it was so fun to play. Everybody loved it. It was everybody's favorite robot. There were so many people that would whine and cry about the Al June. And I was always like, it doesn't bother me. Like, it never bothered me, right? There's certain robots that I whine and cry about. I'm like, I hate this damn thing. But there's other ones other people whine and cry about, and I'm just like, I don't understand why you think that one's so bad. So I guess it just depends on the person, right? We all have different things that get on our nerves, but Hawk, oh my god, I was always like, I hate the Hawk. Like, the Hawk would upset me so bad. Leech would make me so mad when it first came out. The Angler, oh my god, I hated that thing. What else? What else did I hate? There's been a few robots that just made me lose my mind. All right, so is the Invader still worth building in the workshop? Sort of. It's pretty good. So here's the thing about the Invader. I would say it's a lot more hit and miss than it used to be. I drop in the Invader, and sometimes I get a couple of really good games with it. Sometimes I get some really bad games with it. It's been pretty hit and miss, but most of the time I still enjoy playing it. It's definitely not as good as it used to be, but I still think the Invader is doing decent. What about you guys? Anybody here still playing the Invader in the higher leagues? If so, what's your opinion on it? Because I'm liking it right now, but I'm not loving it. I used to absolutely love it. Now I just like it. I enjoy it, but it's not what it was. But in my opinion, it's probably still worth having one because it's fun and it's pretty decent. Now, one thing about these robots, though, is things change often, right? Invader may be really good again in a few months. Like, there's always so many changes to the game. This meta comes out, people are playing this, people are playing this. People stop playing this thing. People stop playing that thing. So there's so much variety and change in the game. Like, an older robot can be great 1 minute and horrible the next. And then next thing you know, it's really good again. So some of those older robots teeter-totter back and forth as to how good they are. So Robert, I guess you don't like the Crisis players. I don't know what SMH means, but Crisis is a pain if somebody's really good with it. I'm not super good at sniping, so I'm not a great sniper. I don't enjoy playing sniping. The maps are too small. Maybe if like the maps were bigger and there was more people out in the open and there weren't so much cover on the maps, maybe the sniping would be fun, but you gotta have a lot of patience just to sit in the back and wait and wait and wait for that perfect shot. That's not me. I don't have that kind of patience. Samjok with harpoons. I don't know if I've played that or not. I feel like I have. I think I tried that. I don't remember. I got the world's worst memory, but I'm pretty sure I played harpoons on there. Honestly, you know, if somebody's not hitting you with shield breaker right now, those harpoons would really save your butt. That sounds like a really interesting build. Maybe I don't know if I've tried that or not. I feel like I have, but maybe, I don't know. Actually, I don't think I have because I think I would remember that. You know, that would be pretty crazy. actually. I bet that would be awesome. Now that I don't think I have played that. I'm going to have to try that. That's a really cool idea. Because when you come out of stealth, that shield will be there to protect you, to give you a few seconds to get back in stealth. I can see that going really well. Alright, don't share that with anybody, because that might make that thing even more of a pain in the butt than it already is. Hey Kushal, what's up buddy? How are you today? Why do you have the old version of War Robots? That's game footage from probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. Excellent says, Crisis is my jam. If you were at Austin Powers, you would say, that's my bag, baby. Those were good movies. I'm not really much of a movie guy, but I did like the Austin Power movies. They were so dumb and ridiculous, but in a fun way. What's up, Johnny? How are you today? Musketeer, here's one. Yeah, sniping, lag is a thing. Lag is a real thing, right? It's very hard to hit somebody if you're lagging. So if you're sniping and as soon as you pull the trigger, you get a lag spike, chances are you are going to miss. But even if you're fighting somebody at close range and there's a lag spike, I mean, by the time you get your little lag spike, I mean, they may have moved out of the way before you even pulled the trigger and you didn't know it until, I mean, lag sucks. Some weapons are a lot easier to use than others when you're lagging, but yeah, sniper weapons when you're lagging suck. Sonic weapons when you're lagging suck. At least the old school ones. Neon says, Tengu is exactly like Mercury from War Robots. How about Needle Skyros with Reviver? Alright, so Johnny, I don't think the Reviver is any good on the Skyros, right? I think the Reviver is probably one of the worst drones you can use on the Skyros, because Skyros normally is so durable, it takes all this gray damage. Like your gray bar goes down and down and down and down. Then you got like this much gray bar left by the time you finally die. And then when you revive, you can only heal half of your gray bar, which means you'll come back with like 5 hit points. Now, I used to always run those weapons on the Skyros. I mean, those were really good on there, but I don't think that drone's a good choice. Robots that are tanky and take a long time to die, the Reviver is a bad choice for those, because they normally have a load of gray bar and they can only heal just a little teeny bit of their health left when they come back. Now, a robot that dies really fast like the Aries, where somebody usually just wrecks it and it's like dead, that robot didn't have any time to get any gray bar. So if you die pretty much instantly and come back to life with something like that, you'll often have 40 to 50% of your health left when you come back. But on a tanky robot, you might come back with like 3% health or 5% health or something. Musketeer, yeah, Dux was awful to deal with as well. That was another robot that would make me... That robot by itself sucked a lot of the fun out of the game. I'm glad they nerfed it. I mean, it's still horrible to deal with some days, but it was so bad. Alright, so Kushal, whatever giveaways we have, the game makes that, right? I don't make giveaways. They have to make the giveaways for us, so I can only give away stuff when they say, hey, we want you to give out these items. So I have to wait for them to come to me with a giveaway before I can do one. And then they tell me what it is. Alright, Madeline's harpoons are low level. I don't know, I mean, even low level, I bet they would do something on there. I mean, I wouldn't be using those for damage, I would just be using them for the shield, I think. I don't know, I think that's a cool idea. I'm gonna have to try it. Toby, no, I can't get on the test server. For some reason, every time I log in, there's some sort of weird error. It just won't let me into the test server, so I don't get to try out the new stuff, unfortunately. But they look really cool. I'd love to get to try. I mean, I think those are going to be awesome. Dragon says, I can agree as a Havoc user. One of the reasons I stopped using Havoc is number 1, lag. Number 2, the reload time is too long now. But even back when they were one of the best weapons of the game, the lag would still affect them really bad. Excellent says, Ducks is annoying, but they have one major flaw, distance. If you stay outside of 500 meters, maybe so, but the majority of the weapons in this game are closer than 500 meters. That's the problem. Pronuts, what's up, buddy? I think Ducks is hard to deal with. I mean, there are some weapons or certain robots that are good for killing ducks, but it's rough to deal with. Neon's got Havocs on Ravana. That's one of the few robots I would still play Havocs on. I think Ravana with Havocs is great still. I mean, if you can go into your abilities while that thing's reloading, I mean, if you time the abilities correctly, you'll get some good reload time. And I don't know, Havocs are pretty sweet on the Ravana still. I don't like them on anything else, but I will play them on Ravana occasionally. Still not my favorite choice, but yeah, they work. They work. Yeah, somebody who's good with the duck. Well, the one thing nice about the ducks now is it doesn't stay in stealth that long. That was one of the worst things about it. It would go into stealth and it would feel like it was in stealth for like 15 minutes. All right, so far I haven't tried out the new setting to watch the damage meter, but I am going to be trying that out tonight, so now that's the thing. I figured out how to turn it on. We're going to go ahead and try that out. So from now on, you'll probably be seeing that on most of my videos. I'm not sure when that went live. I just found out that it was live today. So now tomorrow's video I already recorded yesterday. I recorded the game footage for it yesterday. So you won't see it on tomorrow's video, but more than likely after tomorrow, any video I put out after tomorrow will probably have the new damage system on there if I like it. But it should be a pretty interesting... I'm really looking forward to checking it out, honestly. Andrew says, the Ducks is not invincible without the pilot. Yeah, the pilot gave that thing a huge advantage. What's up, Dr. Floyd? Good to see ya. Yeah, Musketeer, I agree with you. The Ducks can heal gray damage like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it'll go from like dead to full health. I don't agree with that. They should take away the ability. I guarantee you, though, they're going to nerf the Ducks again. I don't think the Ducks is on its final stage of nerfs. I guarantee the Ducks will be nerfed again. Might be 6 months from now, might be a year from now, but I'm pretty sure it's going to get hit again pretty bad. But yeah, that's the main thing. If they took away the gray damage healing, that's probably the next thing they're going to nerf on it, I bet. Daniel Sykes says the Ducks is killable now, but before the nerf it was broken. Oh, it's still kind of broken, but it was unbelievably broken. I think it's still broken-ish. It's still busted. It's just not super busted, I guess. I don't think that came out right. What's my favorite robot? Oh, man. Well, for some crazy reason right now, I really enjoy playing the Ravager. I really enjoy playing the Raptor. I really enjoy playing the Ravana. It's hard to pick a favorite. Those are a couple of my favorites right now. I mean, I like the Samjok a lot. I like the Ultimate Fenrir a lot. Now, some of my favorite robots, like I love the Hades. Unfortunately, it's not that good anymore. I love the Fenrir. Unfortunately, it's not as good as it used to be. I love the Invader. I mean, there's so many robots that I like. There's a lot of those old robots that I love playing, but for some reason right now, I really enjoy playing that Ravager, and I don't know why I like that thing so much. I mean, it's not really the type of robot I would normally play. I almost play it like a sniper in a lot of ways, and I've never really liked sniping or long range plays, so I don't know why I like it so much, but I like it. But one of my favorite robots to brawl with is definitely the Ultimate Fenrir, because it's probably one of the hardest robots to kill. And then the Raptor is really hard to take out. I like being really hard to take down. There's something fun about it. Now, when it came to the Mauler, though, even though that was almost unkillable, that wasn't fun for me to play just because it's just boring and over the top. Like the Mauler was just too unkillable, right? I mean, even with an Ultimate Fenrir, as strong as that is, people can still kill it and take it out and smash it, and you still got to play well with it. The Mauler, you just pushed buttons and things died. I mean, the Mauler was ridiculous when it first came out. Alright, so Excellent likes to snipe. Yeah, I suck at sniping. It's nuts. I've never liked sniping in any game. I mean, even like old Call of Duty games, I've never liked sniping. I've never enjoyed it. That's why I'm surprised I like playing the Ravager with those long-range weapons. For some reason, I enjoy that. Which is weird, because it's very against my normal playing style. Alright, so the Tier T Falcon is not as durable as I thought it would be. Like, I've played that a few times recently, and I've always, you know, it used to be crazy durable. Now it's just, like, somewhat durable. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it used to. Toby says, does Seeker Drone help in targeting the ducks? Yes, if you're close enough, yes. Hold on, let's look at the Seeker. I think they nerfed the Seeker. Let's take a look at it. I think they nerfed the range. I don't know if it's 100 meters or 250 now. Let's see what they did to it. 250 meters, yeah. So you got to be pretty close to somebody now. So 250 meters or closer to see somebody in stealth. That's the only thing that sucks, is you got to be really close to somebody. I think it used to be 350, which was a nice distance, but from 250 to 350, I mean, that probably doesn't sound that much, but when you're on the battlefield, 250 is pretty darn close. 350 feels like you got a little bit of distance, so that's the only thing I don't like, is 250 meters on that now. It's kind of a bummer, but what can you do? Horde likes the dash charge bots. Or heavy firepower. Yeah, the dash bots were fun. You know, I still really enjoy playing the Kumaho sometimes. I wonder if they're going to come out with an ultimate Kumaho. See, back in the day, you had the Bulgasari, you had the Heihachi, and you had the Kumaho. They were the three brothers, right? Those were the three robots that came out all at the same time. And Kumaho was actually the best one out of all of them, surprisingly. It could just dash and dash and dash and dash. Like, it had so many dashes so often. It was much harder to deal with. Everybody loved that one, and that's the one they did not make an ultimate of. If they made an ultimate Kumo and it was actually durable and hard to kill, that would be a very scary robot. That would be a really scary robot. Gaming Boa says, with all the defense point mitigation going on in the meta, bots like T-Falcon fell off. Yeah, that's one of the problems with it, you know. Defense points are still very much needed. They definitely make you more durable, but you're right. A lot of people can go through your defense points now, depending on what weapons they're running or what they have. So some of those really durable bots don't feel as durable. But like on a Titan though, you need to have the defense points. Like if you don't have a rep amplifier on your Mauler, it dies so quick, you know. But yeah, I mean the Fenrir definitely doesn't live as long as it used to. I mean, the Fenrir was a beast for years and years. I'm not really sure like why it overnight it went from being like super good to just kind of decent. Neon likes brawling and supporting. Toby says if we go close to the ducks, it'll rip us apart. Yeah, that's the thing. It kills you so darn fast. It's hard to get close to that thing without dying. Alright, Dr. Floyd said I got the Falcon with 3 Redeemers. I love it, but I have to play it carefully. So I take it you're playing it without Traditionalist, right? It is such a fun robot. Falcon is so fun in regular mode. But yeah, you gotta be super careful because the second you use that ability and bring out your other 2 weapons, you turn into a squishy turd. And it dies so easy. So you gotta make sure nobody can shoot you when you go into 3 weapon mode. It's hard to do well with that, but it's so fun. It's such a fun robot. I haven't played it in regular mode in a while, so I'm not really sure how... I mean, the ducks would just eat you. Ravager would eat you. There's too many things on the battlefield that would just rip it into pieces instantly, though. Neon, yeah, the Kumo had the really short ability cooldown. Like, if it felt like you could just dash every 2 seconds or something. That's probably a little bit of an over-exaggeration. I actually played the Kumo, I think it was last year on one of my live streams. I brought it out, and I was amazed at how well it did. I mean, it doesn't have enough weapons to do a lot of damage, but it stayed alive a lot longer than I thought it would. I used to be really good with that robot. Like, I used to be super good. If you time the dashes correctly, people miss you. I mean, you can just like dash. I don't know. It's so fun, but it doesn't have any freaking damage with those 2 medium weapons. That's just not enough. But man, it's fun to play. What weapons are good for free to play on the Fenrir? Alright, so I would say if you're playing it up close, if you're looking for something to build in the workshop, the blast shotguns are great if you're looking for close range weapons. If you're not looking for close range weapons, I would probably go ahead and build like the Atomizer, Quarker, Nucleon family of weapons. Those are really good weapons you can get in the workshop. But yeah, Mason Hammer, I love the shotguns on it. I think they're really good. But of course, with those, you got to be at point blank. Stupid sinuses. Hold on. I got to clear my throat again. But those weapons do best at point blank. So it depends on your playing style. I hate sinuses. They're the worst. Oh man, if Pixonic asked me to make a robot or a Titan, what would you name it and what would its ability be? Well, I know exactly what I would have them make. I've actually asked them to make this before, right? I want a samurai robot with a sword, like an upgrade close brawler, and when you hit the ability, it takes the sword and it spins around and just chops stuff to pieces with the sword. A big chrome metal samurai. That's what I want. Titan. I want it to be a Titan. What's up, Midnight? Now, as far as what I would name it, I don't know. I would have to really think about that, but I just want a big chrome samurai with a sword. Just a straight up brawler. I mean, I guess that doesn't really fit in on this game, does it? A robot with a sword? It would be cool, though. What did they say about my idea? Nothing. I don't think they ever replied to it. Excellent says no samurais. What do I think about the gas shields? I don't know. They look pretty interesting. I think that would be pretty cool in a way. It's one of those deals where it could either be a nightmare to where everybody's going to be impossible to kill because they've got shields that recharge so darn fast. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I think about those. I mean, it's a really cool idea. I like the idea. But how much of a pain is it going to be on the live server? That I'm not sure about. Yeah, that's what it would be. It would be basically a Titan that doesn't have any weapons but its own sword. It wouldn't have weapons, it would just have a sword. So it would kind of have to have like an area of effect like a kid for abilities. But if you got close to it, it would swing its sword. It would hit people with the sword. It would just chop, and then the other ability would go around in circles and just hit people with the sword. But it would also have a ring of fire around it like a kid. I don't know. It's probably not something that would be easy to fit into this game, but that's what I would like to have. Yeah, you know, Toby's got a good point. You know, the Thor mothership's got a shield breaker, right? And shield breaker modules. So if we do see a lot of people running the gas shields, I think there's going to be a lot of Thor motherships and a lot of people running the Thor, the shield breaker modules too. All right, Horde wanted a samurai named Ronin. Why not Jack, man? Samurai Jack. But yeah, that would be really cool to have a samurai. I would love it. Shahid says, name him Hacksaw. But yeah, you're right, though. I mean, I think that's probably one of the reasons they took the shield breaker out of the unstable conduit is because they were going to be coming out with these new gas shields. If you guys haven't seen it, it's just going to be like it's not going to be a weapon. It's going to be like a shield you can install on your robot that gives you an energy shield, but it will take up a weapon slot. I think, I didn't watch it, but I think I saw Predator posted a video about it. I haven't had a chance to check his video out, but I think he posted a video about it. Excellent. So I knew Samurai Jack was coming. All right, everybody, our stream time is about up for the day, so I think we're going to wrap this thing up. Midnight says, that's a funny name for the module, Gash. Yeah, I think it's G.A.S. I don't remember if there's one S or two S's. Might have been two. Might have been two S. But now everybody's going to be running around, I got gas. I got gas. I can hear it now. They're going to be laughing like little girls. I got the gas. Yeah, I can imagine these clans' voice chats full of grown men giggling like girls about having gas. That's what's happening next, guys. Why is it stronger than the Ancile? Well, the Ancile is basically a piece of crap. Ancile was good back in the day, but man, that's been junk for years, right? The Ancile's got one of those blue shields, which only blocks kinetic weapons. Energy weapons go right through it. So first off, the Ancile barely gives you any protection because it doesn't have enough hit points. And then all energy weapons go through it. So depending on how many hit points the shield has when it goes live will determine how good or bad that weapon is going to be. But yeah, the Ancile has been crappy for years. I haven't seen the Ancile on anything in about, feels like about 15, 20 years. But I actually was kind of surprised they didn't change the Ancile into an Aegis shield, but I guess instead of, you know, buffing that into a new shield, they're just making a new one. I'm surprised they didn't do it a long time ago. Midnight, same to you, my friend. Alright, I don't think the Mauler looks like Kid. It looks like Megatron from the Transformers. Alright, everybody. I think that's going to wrap it up for the day. Unfortunately, I got about a million things I got to get done today. So, our stream time is about over. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be putting a video out on how to play the new Titan, right? The last video I made was just kind of like a initial durability testing. We took it into some bad spots. We let people shoot at it. We saw what it could take. Got an idea for it. Next video, now that I actually know how to play it, I'm going to make a video on how to play it. So we'll go into details of when to switch abilities, when to use the abilities, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. It's actually a pretty good Titan once we've figured out how to play it. It's actually really good. I mean, I still don't think it's as good as the Mauler, but it's probably pretty darn close to being as good. But that's what I'm putting out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. People need to see like what that thing is about. Unfortunately, it's really hard to play against. I mean, you just shoot at it, right? There's no real counters for it. Just shoot at it. Just shoot at it. Like it doesn't damage you when you shoot at it. So just keep shooting and shooting and shooting. And eventually it dies. But if somebody knows how to play it, it becomes pretty durable. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. Oh, Robert, if you use my code, thank you, buddy. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. That is very nice of you to use my code. But yeah, if you do purchase something on the web shop, even if you don't use my code, use somebody else's code. Use somebody's code. I would definitely appreciate it if you use mine. But, you know, if you are going to buy something on the web shop, whichever YouTuber you like the best, hopefully it's me. But if not, you know, use somebody's code. That's what I say. Help somebody out. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day, and we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for coming to my streams. Extra big shout out to all the channel members. I appreciate you guys so much. I appreciate everyone. And yeah, I guess that's it for the day. So I'll be back. Hasta la vista, baby.